not quite right. Sounds a little bit flat now. La, la, la. Oh, hey friends. Sorry about that. I'm just practicing for my voice lesson. I'm a little nervous because it's my first one, and the first time for anything can be a little scary. Just between you and me, my first week as a freshman in college was a little bit nerve-wracking too. But I made it through, and you will too with a little help from my rhyming rules. So here are the rhyming rules of the first week for freshmen, which include preparation with moving, scheduling, and organizing, socialization with events and introductions, and exploration with campus errands and city errands. So let's warm up our voices, sing a few scales, and get started. La 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 la. Now that our voices are ready to soar, let's take a look at our first rhyming rule, preparation. Before you even head to college, have a plan to get all of your supplies. Get your textbooks ahead of time. If you're going to buy or rent them through the campus bookstore, make sure you order them ahead of time. Sometimes they may sell out if you wait too late. Have any other materials necessary for classwork gathered as well. For instance, if you are in a math class that will require a specific calculator, protractor, or graph paper, make sure you bring those as well. Wow, that's a lot of stuff you have to remember to bring. So, to make sure you don't forget anything, make a packing list. What do you need to take? Like clothes, electronics, school supplies. What can you buy there? Like toiletries, sheets, groceries. Consider how you're going to travel to campus. Will you be flying? Driving? How much luggage can you take? How much could you mail? Another thing you can prepare before leaving home is your schedule. Mark down all of your classes and the building where they are in. Read your syllabuses for assignments, due dates, test days, quizzes, midterms, and finals. When you write your schedule, use a pencil rather than a pen because syllabuses frequently change. Okay, now we're finally on campus. You've got your school supplies and you remember to bring everything because you had an awesome packing list. What now? Well, move-in day is before the semester begins, so students have a few days to settle in. Take advantage of those days. Organize your dorm room as soon as possible. You don't want your place to be a giant mess while you're also trying to find your way around the campus and keep up with college homework for the first time. Talk to your roommate and suitemates about the spaces and then arrange your things, unpack your suitcase, and decorate that room. Once you're all settled and decorated, it's time for the second rhyming rule for first week for freshmen, socialization. The first and probably most important person to socialize with is your roommate. Now, you've already spoken to them about your shared space before placing your things and decorating, but there's a few other topics you should also address. Set clear expectations of how you will live together, rotating responsibilities, chore schedules, and privacy. Maybe you can discuss these subjects and more as you help them move in. Once both of you are settled, head out for a college event. For first-time students, most universities will offer events like freshman orientation, where new students can learn more about the school, campus, and classes. Sometimes there will also be fun events like ice cream socials, dances, and concerts. These are great places to meet other newbies, just like you. When I attended during my first year, I went with my roommate, which gave us a great chance to bond while we met new people. Other places that I met new people were in my dorm and classes. Now, believe it or not, I'm not the most outgoing person. When I'm in a space with a lot of people I don't know, I can be more reserved and shy. But when I was at college, I made an effort to introduce myself to others. If meeting people is hard for you too, try these helpful tips. Hang out in the common space of your dorm to meet others who live in your building. Introduce yourself to whoever sits next to you in classes. Offer to compare notes and study schedules. And while you're in class, make sure to also meet the professor. On the first day, go down, shake their hand, and introduce yourself by name. This was a golden rule that I followed in every single course, both in undergrad and graduate school. While a few others made fun of me, I thought it was important to meet the person in charge of the class. You can extend your introduction by visiting during office hours. Don't be afraid to seek advice and ask questions. Being genuinely interested in the professor as a person will make your connection authentic. In fact, I still keep in touch with many of my teachers and am honored to count them as my friends. But that's looking into the future. Before we get there, we still have to examine the third rhyming rule of the first week for freshmen: exploration. Obviously, the first place to explore is the actual campus. Take the time to wander around the campus. Note all the buildings you need to know. Where are your classes? The cafeteria, the gym, the library, the student center. If you have a car, where do you need to get a parking sticker? Where do you pick up your student ID? Where is the campus security office and how can you contact them? Where is the student health center? Where are the mailboxes so you can get those sweet, sweet care packages from home? Also, check out where the bulletin boards are posted. Most colleges have bulletin boards with advertisements for on-campus and sometimes off-campus events. Special side note, these events are also usually sent out in a weekly or monthly email blast, so read through those emails carefully. When you explore the campus, find your special social and study spots. Locate the best places for you to socialize. Maybe it's in the quad, a courtyard area for students to hang outside, or perhaps in a sunny park where people picnic. The opposite should also be noted. Where are the best places for you to study? Now, in order to find those spaces, you'll need to know what environment suits your personality. Do you need total isolation with no distractions? Or does having other people around encourage you to focus in? My graduate school had small private rooms in the library, while my undergrad had cushy chairs in the student center by the cafes. And while we're on the subject of cafes, more coffee shops and restaurants can be found off campus in the surrounding city, and they may accept university meal cards too. So go exploring, find the fun attractions, and get the locals' opinions. Make sure to locate the nearest grocery stores, gas stations if you have a car, and pharmacies. Go ahead and purchase all of your essentials before classes start. Then you don't have to worry about running errands while adjusting to college life. Hopefully that adjustment will be a little easier for you with the rhyming rules of the first week for freshmen, including preparation with moving, scheduling and organizing, socialization with events and introductions, and exploration with campus errands and city errands. Well, I'm going to sing a few arpeggios while you look at the engaging game and supplemental PDF to prepare for our next class where we'll learn all about college conviviality. Until then, keep constructing your college castle in the sky. La, 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 la. Hey, hey.